Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my presentation on unit conversion. I said last time we were going to look at some more exam type questions. And you see at the top here, we have one. You might look at it and go, Jay, you're completely scaring me here. This is the type of thing I got on the exam. I get the first bit, I get your second bit. This is where it all falls apart for me. Right, well, first thing to do when you're looking at any question is don't panic. Okay, as soon as you start panicking, you forget all that you've learned, and it all goes out the window. You're going to get it wrong. Okay, so first thing you can do is you're going to look at the question. Let's take out what the important parts are of this question. Okay, so the surface area of Mars. It doesn't matter if it's the surface area of Mars. It could be the size of the surface area of the Sun. It could be the size of anything. It doesn't matter. The important part is this part here, the figure. Okay, so first thing I like to do is I like to take that figure out of the question. Okay, so 1.45 times 10 to the 8 kilometers squared. Is that, Jay? That's lovely. You've now written it out. Okay, you'll see why I've done this later. The first thing I want to do, what's it say? We want to change it to area in meters. Okay, so kilometers to meters. Right, so what's the conversion rate from kilometers to meters? How many meters are there in 1 kilometer? So 1 kilometer equals how many meters? Okay, it's 1,000, yeah, 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters. Okay, same as before. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it into scientific notation, standard index form. Okay, so 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer equals, what's 1,000 meters in scientific notation? Okay, that's 1 times 10 to the 3 meters. Okay, so now we've got back to roughly where we were when we left off. Okay, if you notice, I haven't touched this at all yet. I'm just working out how many kilometers there are in a meter, how many meters there are in a kilometer in scientific notation. Okay, we look at do exactly the same as before. We say, right, we want this in kilometers squared. So first thing we can do, we're going to work out how many meters squared there are in 1 kilometer squared. We do the same again. We take this here, which is our squared for the kilometers, which is what we're after, and we take this from our conversion factor and join them up. Okay, so what did we do last time? Last time we just times them together, didn't we? Just times them together. It's exactly the same. Doesn't matter that this bit up here is 1.45 times 10 to the power of 8. It doesn't matter in the slightest. We do exactly the same thing. We times them together, gives us 6. Okay, right, all thinking, right, well, it's the same as before, isn't it? So now we have 1 kilometer squared equals 1 times 10 to the 6 meters squared. Nothing different at all. Nothing different at all. We say, right, Jay, I figured that bit out now. I figured out how we get this conversion factor. But how do I add it to this? This bit here, how do I add it to that? I mean, when you were working before, you were working centimeters. There was no scientific notation. It was easy, and this is where a lot of people get confused. But it's so simple. You're going to kick yourself once you understand it. All you have to do is add this 6 here to this 8 here. That's all you have to do. Okay, and then times it obviously by the 1.45. So 1.45 times 10 to the 8 kilometers squared equals 1.45. Okay, if I just write it out how I was writing it out before, times, that little dot means times, 1 times 10 to the 14. Okay. You're saying, Jay, where did you get that 14 from? Where did you get it from? All I've done is I've added this 6 here. Yeah, 1 kilometre squared equals 1 times 10 to the 6 metre squared to the 8 up here. That's all I've done. I've added it on. Okay. From here we can see all we have to do now to take that out and to put it in the appropriate number of figures and using scientific notation. They ask, 1 times 1.45 is obviously 1.45. So 1.45 times 10 to the 14. And you get your answer. It's that simple. There's your answer right there. It seems so difficult when you look at it, but if you actually calm down, think about what you're doing, and work it through the same way we're working all the examples through, you'll get to the right answer. Again, feel free to check that on your calculators. Because I'm doing it off the top of my head, so with any luck I won't be making any mistakes.